Welcome, everybody, to the Clashing Conferences podcast. This is the NBA version of our family of podcasts. And tonight we have Matt and Ben both here happily, I think, representing the Celtics, who didn't sweep, but easily, cleared their first round series and are on to the second round here. We got Juice representing the Sixers. We got me filling in for Dave as host, it looks like, for a couple episodes here, but also representing my Hornets, and being lottery bound here with Juice. We got to represent the lottery every now and then. I want to
Bottom of
give
the
a
barrel.
shout out to our sponsors, Sparrow Hair Studio. If you're in the Lancaster area and need a haircut, please check out Sparrow Hair Studios. If you're a member of our network, you get a discount. So go see Lean. She'll take good care of you. Also, Lotwin, Lotwyn. Rep your team with a custom 3D printed hype chain, or rep our own network. I got my own chain on the way here. I can't wait to brag to Lewis that I got the same chain he does. But rep your team with a custom 3D printed hype chain, whether it's a big win, game day, or just showing out. These made to order chains bring the energy. Use code TCCPOD for 10% off, or grab one of our oversized chains on their website to support our network. Links in the description, as Dave would do. All right, we are Knickless tonight. We do not have Topher. We do not have Karan. We do not have Anthony. It seems to me that the Knicks fans, and at least all the Knicks reps in this network, are running scared after Boston got through, and I don't think they want to deal with you guys. What do you Boston reps think about your matchup to come? Is it even going to be the Knicks?
Small Nick energy. That's what I think it is. So, you know.
That's so
Is it
good.
gonna be the Knicks? I don't know after last night.
Mm.
I don't know. We'll see.
Two got hurt on the same play. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was bad. Bad. I didn't do a wellness check on Topher, and clearly he's not here, so he's not doing well. So, yikes
Yeah.
on bikes. Yeah, I don't know, Ben. They look banged up, man. They look injured, kind of like we said they would be, right?
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you don't sit your starters. Although Tibbs is not the worst coach when it comes to not sitting your starters this postseason, and that's very, very surprising.
Good for him.
JJ Redick playing the entire Lakers starting five the entire second half with no breaks. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
that
don't know that
that
they
ain't gonna
have a
get it
sixth
done.
guy out there.
Love it.
He-
I love
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
mean,
I mean,
listen, before we gloat, let's all be and Mike and Juice, I would like for you guys to jump on the bandwagon here because you're not going to jump on and gloat with us, okay? But this series should have been over. If the
Yeah,
Pistons knew what the hell they were doing, if they had a
yeah,
little experience, this would be over. Period.
right.
They should have beat the Knicks 3 times on their home court, barring a 21-0 run. These guys get embarrassed on their home floor. Bye bye. Get out, pigeons. Get out, rats. Season over. So tell me, boys, please, because they really think like they're doing good, and they are up 3-2. But
If the Pistons weren't such a young squad, this series would have been over. Like you're right. I
oh,
agree.
and
It's
if
a
the
bunch
refs
of
weren't helping them, oh, I forgot about that. That's right.
get
Yes,
out
forgot
of
about that.
here, get out of here. Because in reality, the refs helped the Knicks more than anything else so far in this series. But I'll let them have it.
They need it.
It, yeah. Hey, especially the last game. Like, don't get me wrong. I know there were a lot of other things that came. Not I'm sorry, not last night. The game before that. I know there were a lot of other things that caused Detroit to lose that game, but in reality, like that last play with that foul that
Yeah,
should have been called rather, was kind of bananas. Like I don't know how do you miss that? The ref is standing two
Oh,
feet
I know. Oh, I
from
know.
you.
he
That was
didn't miss it.
horrible.
He swallowed his whistle. He didn't have the
Facts,
balls to call it, is what
facts,
happened.
facts.
Does someone know the rules, or Mike? You're really good at looking things up on the fly. Like, how is it that you can have so many stoppages, which I'll get to in a minute about last night's game with the Knicks? But you can have all these stoppages, you can have all these challenges, everything under 2 minutes, yada yada yada. But you don't review the last play of the game. You don't look at the last play of the game when there was an actual foul. What are we talking about?
Apparently, I think they said it wasn't reviewable.
You
I don't
can't.
know if
So with the reviews, there actually has to be a call to review. So if they don't make a call, you can't go back and add the foul, and that's like it's kind of crazy. Like, was it half of me is like, what's the point then? The other half, like, I guess I kind of get it. No, but again, let that had gone in the favor of the Sixers, I'd have been blind to it too. I was
That's
like, I don't
like
know what the heck you guys are talking about. Let's
agree,
keep it a buck.
agree.
Like,
But
might as well
but
tell
the
the truth.
dude, the report they put out at the end of the games, that's like someone walking up to you at a restaurant and dumping the food on your head, and then a day later they mail you a picture of you with the food on your head. Like you don't need that. It's
Right.
don't tell me
It's
about it.
already
If you
done.
screwed up, you screwed up. Like why? Oh, we can't review it, but we can tell you we screwed up after. Okay.
I definitely think they need to make that more of an internal thing. Like, don't release that stuff saying like, oh, it should because it came out like a half hour after the game. Oh, it should have
Yeah,
been a foul. Like,
it was quick.
we're like a half hour late, guys. Like, what was the point of any of that? It was stupid. I hate
I
that.
think I don't think Tim Hardaway Jr. has gone to bed yet. He's probably just
Facts.
like he's been wondering like because it's insane. Like I mean, when I'm playing sports, I'm not trying to compare myself, but like when someone blatantly just misses a call and it affects the outcome of the game,
Mhm.
and everyone on both teams knows it, you just can't help but shake your head.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I'd be doing a
Exactly.
lot more than shaking my head. I would have lost my ish, man.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on now.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
talk about because again, I think that the ref. I've been watching a lot of the games, not just Celtics and Knicks, but a lot of the games. I think the refing has been heinous. And if you caught last night's game, there were a couple of things that made zero sense. The ref stopped the game for no reason whatsoever, which was a benefit to the Knicks to review the time, and yet they had the same time when they came back. And then when the Pistons inbounded the ball with 5.4 left, and then the Knicks fouled, somehow no time came off the clock. Not even a tenth of a second. So,
Yeah.
have you ever seen that in your life? Have you ever seen a play happen in basketball and no time get taken off the clock?
No, because if it didn't,
It's
then
impossible.
it would be a dead
Yeah.
ball foul.
It's literally impossible.
Yeah.
I was like, am I
Agreed.
really seeing this? And it's just like, okay, here we are. Maybe sometimes they're just going to be so flagrant with it. They're just going to throw it in your face and be like, yeah, we're doing it. We don't care. Eh.
Yeah.
You
So,
can't play basketball without the ball, and once the ball is inbounded and hits anyone's fingertip, the clock starts. So
I
there's
thought it was zero point 0.3 seconds. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get a volleyball shot off or whatever. So if you catch the ball, I don't know. Anyways, the moral of the story is that the Knicks need all the help they can get, and they still suck. That's why no one's here to represent them. So
the Block Ness monster is making their way.
yeah,
and we
yeah.
might be seeing the arrival of Cade Cunningham staking his
What's
claim in the league.
But yeah, he is a future superstar
Hmm.
without question.
I went
Yeah.
and saw him the year he got drafted is the year I went out to summer league for the first time, and I knew he was good, but to be for real, like seeing him up close, you could just tell it was a matter of time. And of course, he had the injury the first couple of years, kind of had to figure some stuff out. But like now, you can't speed him up. He goes at his own pace. He controls what he can control. He plays well. He plays both sides of the ball. I don't take anybody serious if you're not a two-way player, but he's showing like through his example he can be that. I
Yeah,
got a funny story about that. I have to tell you guys at halftime.
injuries and losing can really stunt your growth and development as a
Facts.
player.
But yeah,
But
Facts.
when you get a taste of winning and you just get that little bit of taste, it makes you want to keep going and going and going. I can
Absolutely.
remember D Rose as a rookie coming into the Garden and taking game one against the Celtics in like 2008 or 2009.
Hmm.
2009.
Absolutely ridiculous. And that was his coming out party.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, he just got the injury bug.
Yeah.
Ben, do
But
either of those teams scare you? Because the more I watch of them, while they're both, well, I'm not going to give the Knicks any compliments. Get out of my face. But I think the Pistons are kind of similar to Orlando. So yes, Cade is good and Dern is good. Those guys
yeah,
are good young players. But so are the guys on Orlando. So mm.
yeah, I'd say between the Knicks and the Pistons, I think that I would rather play the Knicks, believe it or not, because I think the Pistons are just a better Orlando Magic. They're tough, they're gritty, they got a good coach now, And I think if we play the Pistons, it would go 5 or 6, and then we might not come out healthy in that series because we just
Facts.
had a physical series. And I think with playing the Knicks, they're a little bit softer down low. And yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm confident we can still beat both teams, no problem. Like the Celtics are just too deep. Drew Holiday's been out the last 3 games, and they won 2 out of 3. And the game they lost by 2 points. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But I think this Celtics fan right here would rather play the Knicks, despite all the chat
Lambs to the
that would get stirred up.
slaughter. Lambs to the slaughter. Bring them in. If they could even get in the pen, we will slaughter them, Ben.
I think
On
Yeah.
have
every
you been
member of
watching
this
them?
network would like to see the Celtics play the Knicks.
Massacre.
Oh man,
I,
New
it
I I
York
was.
disagree. I
massacre.
100% disagree.
Okay, all right, we got one.
And the only reason I disagree, to be for real, like I'm not trying. Don't get me wrong. I hate everybody. Not everybody. That sounded really bad. I hate the Celtics and the Knicks. Obviously, being a Philly fan, but if they're gonna go, the Celtics are gonna squad. You're right. They're beating either one of those teams. It's not even up for debate.
Yeah,
But I feel like it's gonna be a fight with Detroit versus the Knicks. Like I can honestly,
yeah.
you guys are gonna win every game by 15
I
against the
just
Knicks,
remembered.
hands
Yeah, I
down.
just remembered. Once Isaiah Stewart comes back, it will definitely be a fight.
It's
Oh
a
my
fight.
Yeah.
gosh.
It's a fight.
Oh my
And
gosh.
even like I think about like Porzingis, like don't get me wrong, we know how unguardable Porzingis is. Jalen Duran can move his feet well, very well. And
Yeah.
he can also body
Yeah.
Porzingis. So like that would be a dogfight to be for
Yeah.
real. And I think you guys definitely would win, don't get me wrong. But you're right. I think what Ben said, like 5 or 6, and someone's coming out injured. 100, like it's not even up for debate.
Well,
It's
and
not even up for
not
debate.
for I hope to, maybe I'm wrong. Ben, chime in, but we got our butts beat in that series. Like guys were already banged up, they got even worse. Other guys got injuries. It wasn't a
Mhm.
helpful series. I'm hoping that it doesn't end up being something that we keep seeing more of, but other guys on other teams are going down too. So I feel
Yeah.
like we kind of took their best shot, weathered the storm, and now it's like, okay, we got time to rest. You go
Yeah.
ahead,
Yeah,
you guys keep fighting.
Porzingis has that shiner to prove it. He's gonna have that the whole playoffs.
That's gonna
So.
if you guys win another chip, they're gonna put that on a T-shirt.
Well, they should.
Yeah. Yeah, weirdly enough, I was actually talking about this with a friend of mine. I actually like in previous years, or I guess just last year, this is only his second year on the team. Like I was more worried about him like coming down like from a rebound or like getting tangled up like with somebody's feet, but I think going through that type of injury and just having like all that blood and that moment and the crowd was just absolutely getting fired up and like
Mm-hmm.
he came back in after the game and he was all smiles and like typically like with like his injury last year against the Heat like he like came right out, didn't come back until what was it, against Dallas in the finals, right? Or did he come back against Indiana? No, I think it was
No, it
against
was
Dallas.
Dallas. It was Dallas.
Yeah. So I mean, he sat out for pretty much the rest of the postseason. He came back right at the end, but like I think an injury like that in a moment, like for a player like him who has had injury concerns his entire career, can really like shift your focus, or like there's something in the juju where he's like locked in now. Like, and I'm not as worried about him injury wise. Like, I'd say I'm more worried about Jalen and Tatum and even Drew Holiday now. I mean, I hope Holiday's not out for too much longer, but
I hope, guys.
we
Again, I hope this doesn't turn that last series. Again, this is what I'm saying with the refing. I don't mind physical playoff basketball, but again, when you can blatantly see one team is getting smashed and bashed, and it kind of looks like it's the '80s Pistons out there, it's like, hey man, what are we doing? Like, you don't want to injure the superstars, do you? Because that's just going to be a watered down product. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the league is doing, letting some of these things happen. But again, these guys are flying through the air with the greatest of ease. Like, sometimes you don't come down. It's not
Yeah.
safe.
We're up.
yeah,
What
I
do you
remember
guys
Jalen.
What do you guys
Yeah,
think
go ahead.
about the other half of the East bracket? We got the Cavs who have sliced through the
Tony.
Heat pretty easily 4-0, and then we
Pretty
got the
easily isn't even
Pacers
correct.
taking down Tony P's Bucks. I think he's probably still getting over that one, a 4-1 series, and Giannis maybe with one foot out the door after getting in a fight with Halliburton's dad. What do you guys think about the other half of the bracket up there?
I mean,
Uh,
the Cavs dog walked them, and we knew it was going to be bad. And we got to be real about it. Like the Heat were a 10 seed
Heat
that made it
culture.
into the play-in.
Heat culture, juice. Heat culture.
Heat culture is dead.
Heat culture. It's
That's why Jimmy left.
Heat
fuerte.
cultures
Done.
needs good players. I don't care
I
Yeah.
what your
mean,
culture is. You need
facts,
good
Yeah.
players.
Heat
facts.
culture. 6 feet under.
yeah. I mean,
It's a done deal.
I think both Adebayo and Hero have kind of plateaued. We've kind of seen what their levels are.
Yeah,
And they're both great players, but I think they're the good second and third option. You need a bona fide top 10 player to be on the Heat for them to be a real contender right now. I
right.
mean, we look at the final score, 138 to 83. I don't know where that ranks among greatest playoff losses in history, but I know them and the Grizzlies are on that list.
There have been
So,
some blowouts in this
Right.
yeah,
first round, man.
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Had the score been final when they were down 60, that would have been the worst playoff loss in NBA history, and only
yeah.
second to the Grizzlies.
60.
That's
60.
mind-boggling.
Ridiculous.
Hey, can we talk about the Lakers?
Yeah, we can get into the West. Get it? Go ahead and take us there. What do you got?
I'm just watching LA teams go down in flames.
Down
Imagine if we had
3-1 to
two
the T
Boston teams.
Wolves?
Two Boston teams. Yeah, huh? Oh, they're screwed. LeBron has screwed them so bad. No matter what he does moving forward, screwed be thy name, and I love it. They got Luca, great. What else they got? Squat. They're screwed. It's great.
Well, Ben was saying
Yeah.
in the pre-meeting, what were you saying, Ben? The most minutes out of their 5 starters, even more than the
Yeah.
Knicks?
Yeah, JJ Redick, hell of a year in the regular season. He should probably win Coach of the Year, but you can't play your entire starting lineup the
Nah.
Yeah,
entire
fucking
second
right.
half of a playoff game when you're going against Anthony Edwards on the other side. Like, come on. Like, you just can't. And I guess he learned from that. Like, they're in a spot now. I mean, it's win or go home. They got to win every single game the rest of the way.
Yep.
But
Which
it's going
means
to be
they ain't playing
tough.
no subs tonight in crunch time either.
Yeah. You kind of dug yourself in a hole. You gotta lay in it. You lay in the bed you made. If you're gonna do it, just do it.
They shouldn't have
I
rescinded
guess.
the Mark Williams trade.
They really shouldn't have, Juice. He had a hell of a second half of the year. You
He
know,
I
was
told you
pissed.
Nick was
he
that
was putting
dude.
up 18 and 10 every night he played, and he was
He was
playing most of the
pissed.
games. It
He
Yeah.
was
was
so dumb.
Oh, he
he
would have
was
made
pi-
a
I
world of
think he was
difference.
pissed because I think he realized going there he's in a championship window possibly. Very like don't get me wrong. It's either if they can figure out a roster, they only really had this year and next year, and that's it. Like
The Lakers?
the Lakers
They're
only
about to
had they
get bounced in
figured
the
out a
first
roster.
round. They're about to get
Yeah,
gentlemen
they
swept in
are.
the
You're right.
first
You're right.
round.
They're about to be out. You're
They
right.
are schmoes. All right, let me ask you this though: where do you think LeBronto is going to go next? Since he loves to jump teams, where do you think he's
Nah,
going
he's
to go
staying
next to
there.
be an energy
He-
vulture?
He's
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 he
staying
retiring.
there.
he
He's
doesn't have
Not with
retiring
enough
after
time
this.
Bronny.
left to go
He's
somewhere
staying.
else.
He's
Really?
never not gonna play with Bronny. So
Okay, I'm
wherever,
sure another team will hire a hot dog vendor if they need him.
We're
Give me a
like two
break.
years away. We're probably 2 years away from seeing Bryce.
We are two
yeah,
years.
So he might want to
he,
play with the other one too, wherever he
he,
goes. I guess that could
yeah,
happen.
he's supposed to be better. Well, we'll see. I
I just
mean,
saw today that he's going to Arizona next year. So
He's a
Well,
big.
here's
okay,
He's a bigger body.
here's what I
okay,
want. I want
okay.
Brad Stevens to save up his picks, and then when he comes out the year, I want us to move up and draft him, and then we bench him,
No,
and then we make
please.
LeBron come here, or we hold him hostage like we should have
Uh,
with Bronny.
Please, no. My worst nightmare cheering for LeBron. Please.
you
You
want
sound like
LeBron
every
to go
Lakers
out as
fan
a
when they first
Celtic?
got
What
him.
is this, Shaq?
You. I don't think you understand, Mike. You know, you come on. You've been watching sports. You've been getting your butt kicked for 40 years. There's some villains in your life, right? Wouldn't you love it if they came to your team, had to come to your squad, and then they won a championship, and they'd be like, okay. And you're like,
But
that's
how?
why
So
it'd
how?
be
But
great.
how would
No.
you feel if he comes to the Celtics and he's hooping?
Uh,
Like
no,
if he
it's
averages,
we're
does
not
his
going to talk
normal
about this.
'Off
25,
the
8 and
bench,
8?
I would love
LeBron LeBron
LeBron,
hates
come
Boston.
to
We don't got to
Boston.
worry about it.
LA is
No.
done. It's over, Grover. Come on.
No, you can keep your weather. Stay in
Put
the
your
nice
kids in
sunny
the
Yeah,
LA.
backpack.
whatever.
We don't need you.
You can bring snacks. I got snacks. I got a 3-year-old. We'll do dad son things. It'll be great. It'll be fine.
Got
Dad
It'll
3-year-old
son.
be
snacks.
okay. Yeah.
This guy.
What kind of
Decision
snacks?
2.0.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Nah, he's gonna stay in LA with Bronny, and then we'll see where Bryce goes. Imagine Bryce goes to Cleveland.
You don't think that they won't set it up that he can? I mean, come on.
We'll see how good he is. I mean, Bronny was barely drafted. He was only drafted because of nepotism. I mean, I still think he could end up being a good player. Like the comparisons to Drew Holiday, I don't know if he can be quite that, but like you can still like make a career in the NBA just
No,
being a glue guy.
you're right though, Ben. There ain't no way in hell he was getting drafted if he wasn't LeBron's son this year.
Right, but
Yeah.
we had the pick right before the Lakers. Why wouldn't we have picked him knowing you want this guy? Okay, what are you willing to give us for him? What?
If Red Auerbach was still alive,
Yes,
maybe something like that could have
thank you.
happened.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
that's some villainous Red Auerbach type stuff.
That's the
Real
Rick
rap.
Yeah.
Malone stuff right there, baby. That's what that is.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Rick Auerbach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This guy.
Any of you guys keeping an
Yeah.
eye on this right now as we're recording? We got Houston. Looks like they do not want to go home right now. They are up 27 at
Okay,
Yeah.
halftime on the Warriors.
good for them. They're trying.
Ime, he's got experience against the Warriors. He knows how to fight him. Well, not like literally fight him, but like,
Lose.
like just
I thought this
no.
would be a good series. I'll be happy to see it go 6 or 7.
I think it's going 6 at most. Like they might get tonight,
Golden
but
State
also
finishes at
remember,
home next game.
yeah, I think
27
so.
points is tough, but yeah, I'd say probably Warriors finish it next game.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Warriors are
hopefully,
tough, man. You put playoff Jimmy with Steph, who's got all that experience, and Draymond, that's got all that experience. That's going to be a tough
that
team to beat.
yeah, like those are three very good players all put together, and yeah, I think they'll get it done next game, and then they would theoretically play the Wolves in the bracket. That'd be a decent matchup.
I was
Does
just
it?
talking with somebody the other day. If you realize the Warriors, they completely biffed it a couple of years ago when they had the 2 and the 7 pick. And if they had actually hit on those picks, those guys would be doing something. Kuminga's on the bench unless Jimmy's hurt. And then they traded Wiseman, and I think they got a bag of chips or something for him. So
Yeah.
they literally whiffed on that draft, and it's like, wow, they're still
Nah,
rolling.
Wiseman was the year before that. That was Moody and Kaminga. Moody's playing.
Moody. There you
Moody's
go.
playing. Moody's playing, but
Yep.
Kaminga, he can't shoot, and you can't be on the Warriors if you can't shoot. He's dumb athletic. He can play D if he engages. He definitely doesn't lock in too well, and he can't shoot. So it's like you're useless. And they're already talking about they're moving on from them. Both of those guys are up for extension this year. It's the 4th year, so
Will they
it's
will
a wrap.
they all will they be part of the package to go get Giannis?
I would honestly the only way
Blow up the Bucks?
it would have to be a sign and trade for Kaminga, and well, yeah, because they're not going to extend both of them. I don't know I don't even know what you do like in
They
that
can match
scenario.
since they're under their rookie deals, which that's what I'm always saying. Draft guys because you can always control their rights.
Right.
You know,
True.
we did
True.
that with Big Baby. We weren't going to just let him walk, so then we did a sign and trade, and we got Brandon Bass. So
Got you.
Great move.
Got you.
Great move. Loved Brandon Bass.
Does any of this talk about the West matter? Is anybody going to beat the Thunder?
are you serious, sir?
Yeah.
Uh,
Who do you got beating the
uh,
Thunder, Matt? I'm talking about the West, just the
Oh,
West.
the West.
Yes,
If the
just talking
Nuggies,
about the West.
if the Nuggies start rolling, I don't know.
Okay.
I thought the Clippers were the team, and they for a moment they didn't blow it. They're up 3-1, and they could be winning the series. They're about to choke it away, but that's what Clippers do, and that's what LA teams do because they suck. But
Thanks,
with
James
that
Harden.
said, here come the Nuggies. When you got 5 or 6 guys scoring double digits, that's like the Celtics. So that they've done it. They know how to do it.
I
I
still don't
I'll
agree.
think the Nuggets
say
didn't have enough to hang a whole 7
I'll
with them.
I'll say no for now, just because I think Shea needs to go on this postseason run. I think he's got the MVP, but go get a Finals MVP, or at least a Finals appearance first. Go
Right.
beat Jokic. Go beat LeBron and Doncic. Go beat Anthony Edwards. Go beat Steph Curry. Beat one of those guys. Prove you belong. At least get to the Final Four, you know?
Right. Right.
Well, and if the Nuggets win, they would play the Thunder in the second round, correct? And hold on, are you guys again? I don't know if you watch wrestling or not, but remember like King of the Ring, and it was like the brackets, right? And obviously you win and you advance. But then when it comes to basketball, they don't readjust. They just King of the Ring it the whole way, right? They've never readjusted it based on the seeds. Do you guys agree with that, or do you think they should change it, or?
I'm cool with just playing just the bracket, just rock out. Like lining
Same.
up whoever's there. Like
Yeah, I'm indifferent. I could have it either way.
Shake it out. Come
I
on,
think it would
guys.
Well,
reseeding would just confuse it or just add too many layers to it. Just keep it simple.
I'm just
I
a
don't know.
traditionalist. I don't like change.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
Hence the teams you've been rooting for 40 years.
Yes. Yes.
Pour one out for Mike. When Giannis gets
Well,
traded, pour one out for Tony P.
Yep.
Tony
Pour one
is
out
gonna
for all the
be in
dirty
shambles.
Knickerbockers not here.
Yeah.
Pour them out right there. There you go. Woo.
well,
Well, at least the pack.
I think we touched on every series and every team that's still alive. Did I miss anything? We got anything else that we want to talk about here in the first half? All right, let's take a break. We'll be back with, I don't know, are we doing Matt Libs or Matt Libs by Rick? So
Obviously.
he looks like he's got his cards ready. We'll be back soon.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
All right, we are back with the second half. I think we've covered all the games. We've covered all the teams that are still alive. We're going to get right into Matt Labs. Rick, what you got for us tonight?
Excuse me? What did you just say? Matt Labs?
Matt Libs, Matt Labs, I don't know. Whatever. Get in
You
your
can
lab and give
substitute.
us some libs.
You can substitute any
I
vowel.
said no
It,
Hornets.
it'll
Oh
work.
my goodness. Michael. I feel like the
I'm
senior
going to get that
rounders.
question right one day. One day you're going to give me the no Hornets
Oh,
question. I'm not going to
Mike.
give you Hornets.
Well, this might be my favorite intro into Matt Libs. So, I mean, shoot, content manager. And we're back because we never left. All right. Yes, here we go. Mike, you're silly. Mike, I'm going to hit you. Here we go. Yes. Actually, Mike, I have something for you. It's actually the first ever Matt Libs challenge. Are you ready for this?
My answer's Hornets.
I know it is. That's fine. All right. Well, Mike, we in the Discord chat, in the Google chat, to all the people watching, we tried to get a Clashing Conferences spelling contest going, and then we thought Cody would just mop the floor with us, and so we decided not to do it. So I was watching old episodes, and I saw something that I think would be great. I ran it by Steve. So, Mike, I need you to help me get this thing going. Ready? We're
All right.
going to do our first art contest for the Clashing Conferences. And so every single person will have to hand draw what we're about to tell them, and they have to submit their drawing into the Discord. And now we'll know that people aren't watching episodes of the podcast if they don't submit their picture, or if we start doing it and they go, "What the hell is that?" They didn't see the challenge. What do you think, Mike? You ready for it?
I'm not much of an artist. I'm going to be
All right, here we
honest.
go. I want
I second
everybody.
that.
This would
I
be like
suck
if
at
they
art.
saw a crime occur, which we might watch in the first round. So if someone said, "I just saw something happen. What did you see?" "I saw a Knickerbocker." And they said, "I need to draw a rendering." So we're going to have to draw. What is a Knickerbocker? I want everybody in the Clashing Conferences, all 20 people in the NWO. You have to draw a picture of whatever a Knickerbocker is to you in your head, and you have to submit it into the Discord. And then Steve will pick the winner, and we will have bragging rights to the first ever art contest from the Clash of Conferences.
This is gonna be bad, real bad. It's gonna look like my fifth grade daughter did something horrible. I am
I'm just
trash.
gonna,
I can cut hair. I can't draw for crap.
That's the
yeah,
best I got.
I'm
That's the best I
I'm just
got.
gonna
Big
I'm
head
just gonna ask
Bunsen.
To.
I figure we talk about them all the time. I don't even know what it is. So we might as well just get a good drawing of it. So that way, whenever we start talking about it, Steve can just bloop right there on the side. So there you go. First ever challenge. What? Draw a Knickerbocker.
Draw a
I think I'm
knickerbocker.
just gonna print out a picture of Topher and just trace it, and then just submit that.
Sounds perfect.
I'm with that one. Yeah, that is funny.
Oh my goodness. All right. Juice. We do a lot of hypotheticals. And again, I think we have to live in this fantasy world for a bit because I don't know what the Sixers are doing. And I don't think you do either.
Yep.
I want to know, you obviously know your basketball. So who is a trade target? If you were the GM and you had your say, who would you go out and get yourself? And what would you be willing to give up, including your future lottery pick?
To get someone to build around. Get someone to build around. Ooh, this is hard.
Like I would be like me personally, I would say maybe like a Chet Holmgren, like someone who's still
No,
rookie deal or something. No.
no. So my only Chet, I think Chet is great. Don't get me wrong. I think Chet's going to be injury prone his entire career.
Mm,
Like I think we're already seeing signs of it. He's too frail.
mm,
He's too fragile. Like he's a great player, very skilled. He has heart. You know, he plays both sides of the ball. I like him as a player, but to be for real, and I hate to even admit this as a Philly fan though, that would be very Philly like to go get
mm.
an injured player. Like that's what
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
100% what we do. So it wouldn't be Chet for me, but I'm trying to.
We can circle back. We've created this in Matt Lives now. You can circle back.
I don't think we have to because I know who I would want. It's not realistic. It's the biggest hypothetical in the history of hypotheticals. Uh, I'm sending Joe, Paul George, and our lottery pick and the next two picks for Ann Edwards.
Said he's sending everything.
Yeah.
We could send the package. I don't
What
care.
what do y'all want? Blank check.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
was, I like I
KG
when
deal.
I looking at the guys who are out here now. Like I think so. I have to say like they up until recently. I don't say up until recently. I still love Dame has been my favorite player because of his mentality. Like I love like he's a bucket guy. Dame can't guard a wet paper bag. Love him to death. But Dame is that guy and like has shown like in the clutch he wants the ball. You know he wants to take the shot like all that. I love Dame. I think Ant Edwards is an older school mentality. Like he actually wants to go out and kill whoever's lined up against him. And anyone that plays that hard and with that much heart, and he's learning, he's ever evolving. I feel like he's added things to his game every year. He's improved year after year, year in and year out. And he's a dog. Like he don't, he doesn't care about who it is. Like he wants to
Mm-hmm.
guard the best player. He wants to put buckets on your head. Like I'll take Ant over any of them, and I'm so dead serious. I know again that don't it's not never a possibility. 'Cause if anyone was dumb enough in Minnesota to be willing to trade him, even for that, if we sent you Joe, Paul George, a lottery pick, and a couple picks coming up, like that's still not enough. We got to keep it a buck. It's really not. So
Mm-hmm.
if they were dumb
Exactly.
enough to do that, I would 1,000,000% think the entire back office in the Timberwolves is on crack. It's not up for debate.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them should be drug tested because something is wrong.
Well,
Something is very wrong.
Juice, I don't know if you've ever met Matt. He's very mild mannered. He was on last season's basketball podcast, but he said
Got it.
he would consider trading Jalen Brown for Ant if they didn't win the championship because of everything you just said. So there you go. But then he won a championship. So throw that out. Anyways, Ben, you get a
Yes,
dual
sir.
bonus. You get a bonus question on a question. Here we go. Which game 7 loss from the Celtics, right? We can't just always be up here gloating and talking crap. Which Game 7 loss made you want to drop kick your mom's chia pet? And bonus question, what is that quote from? And as a Celtics fan, you should know this. If you don't, you'd be ashamed.
Drop kick your mom's chip.
I'll say probably 2010
Yep.
against the Lakers.
Yep.
That's probably up there.
Yep. I saw them.
Game six, Kendrick Perkins goes down, and that's like we still fought hard in Game 7, but that extra big to go against Gasol, go against Andrew Bynum
Oh, no, no,
would
no,
have
no. The
been
extra 20 free throws that they got from Joey Crawford. That's what it was. They shot 30. We shot 10. We lost by 4. Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. We'll give Kobe his championship. We'll give him his makeup. Yeah. We don't want to lose.
yeah. Give Kobe his own back-to-back. That was tough. But the bonus question, can I hear that quote again?
Drop kick your mom's chia pet. Would have said wife, but I know you're not married. Or are you?
I think I know who it was.
What? Juice? Come on.
So,
Drop
so
kick your mom's chia pet.
it's a chia pet,
Hmm.
so that's got to be somebody from the 80s.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that might be a Larry Legend.
So actually, it is from the movie Celtic Pride.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Dan Aykroyd,
Freaking and
Daniel Stern, and Damon Wayans. If
from
you
Home
haven't seen
Alone.
it,
Yeah. From Home Alone. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen I haven't seen that in years.
but you've seen it.
Yes.
Okay.
I got to watch it again.
Okay.
I got to refresh my memory.
All right. Good. All right.
Wild movie. I'm like,
Wow.
wait, what is this? When I first heard about that, I'm like, huh? Like the
Mike?
guy from Home Alone did a movie about the Celtics? Like what?
Yeah, Mike,
And
you've
it's
never
got
seen
Damon
this?
Wayans.
I don't know that I've seen this. I'm not sure.
Oh, I will I'll give you the synopsis in about 15 seconds, like I'm cutting a promo for us. Dan Aykroyd and I think Daniel Stern, the guy from Home Alone, they're Celtics fans, diehard Celtics fans. They're playing the Jazz in the finals. Damon Wayans plays for
Remember
the
this movie?
Jazz, and they kidnap him in the middle of the
Yes.
series to try to thwart the
Yes.
series. But then things go awry. Yes,
It's
great movie. Great
Oh,
movie.
I've seen this. I just looked at the I just Googled it, and as
Yeah.
soon as the picture came up, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Great
Know that
movie.
movie too. As soon as you said it, now it all came back to remembrance.
Yep. All right, Mike. In lieu of Game 4 and the hose job that the refs put on, I want you to tell me what is one of the biggest hose jobs you've ever seen in the NBA that you can think of.
Can it be draft related? Can it be the Knicks getting Ewing?
Absolutely.
Let's
Absolutely.
get some more Knicks slander is better for the show.
Yes.
Going with the Knicks. Frozen envelope.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Little Nick energy, high Nick slander. I love it. Oh, yeah. All right. Good answer. That's a good answer. It's the first one. It was the most blatant of them all. That's why they haven't gotten the first pick since. Good for them. All right, Juice. You need to. We're gonna keep it PG-13. So you have the marry blank kill. You know what I'm talking about?
I got you.
All right. So like we'll say marry aggressive relations and kill. I want you to do that for the remaining 3 teams in the playoffs. You can pick any 3 teams you want, but yeah, that. Who do you love? Who do you love right now in the playoffs right now?
I don't want to say it.
Anthony Edwards, Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hey, it's
No,
okay. That's your girlfriend
no,
team. It's fine.
because as a Philadelphia 76ers fan, I'm going to get my head chopped if anybody else hears this.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Well, just like
Unfortunately,
Joel Embiid, they don't have a leg to stand on, so I think you'll be okay,
this
buddy.
is
You're
true.
fine.
This is true. So
Yeah.
if I'm picking any one team, it's the Celtics.
Yeah. Woo-hoo! Okay.
I threw up in my mouth saying
Hey,
that.
Juice.
I can't even I can't I like and I hate it. I hate every part of it. But of who's left,
But we
you
love
know,
you.
I suppose. But of who's left, like the only other team, like honestly, I think once the Celtics and Cavs play, I think that's going to be the best series, and definitely in the East for sure. Like I
Yeah.
think that's going to be disgusting.
All
Don't get me
right.
wrong.
7
I
games.
I still think I'm getting the Celtics are winning it without a doubt. And I think because of the experience, that's what's going to end up trumping the Cavs. But for real, I think the Cavs are going to put up a crazy fight.
Listen,
Like,
you don't need to elaborate on the profession of your love. I got you to profess your love. That's all I needed. Who do you hate? Who do you hate now? Who do you
who
want
do
out of the
I hate?
playoff? Out.
The Rockets.
Mm. Really? Okay.
The only reason the Rockets because I feel like you can't show like they've had years this year like they've showed pieces where they've been dogs where they'll strap up. You know, everyone's locked in, everyone's playing. But if you can't show up when the lights are on the most, like I'm not really a fan. Like specifically Jalen Green because he's been trash. How you go single digits like you're supposed to be, and only because I felt like it was already disrespect when everyone said it. When Jalen Green got drafted, they were like, "This guy's a 6'6" Allen Iverson." I was hot. It's like don't you ever say that name on like a kid. Like get out of here. There's no way because we all know, and you know we all hoop fans. If AI was 6'6",
He would have been one of the best of all time.
like it wouldn't even have been
Yeah.
a debate. It would have been some freak
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
And to say this guy is like that, he doesn't even have, in my opinion, he doesn't look like he has half the heart AI had. So like I just you can't do that. And then again, to our idol, like that doesn't work for me. So the Rockets I can't stand, and I just feel like they're a bunch of frauds. Like I can't stand Dylan Brooks. I feel like he's one of those guys. And don't get me
Same.
wrong, if he's on your team, you probably love him. But
Yeah.
even like the Houston fans seem like they're kind of iffy with him because they don't really feel like it's the fit.
Well,
It's a little odd.
Speaking of Dylan Brooks, Ben, next week we might have his cousin, aka our friend from flag football, Terrence, who another person who you love to have on your team and you hate to play against. He'll be our special
Oh,
guest next week.
I have played against him in basketball at Orchard Hills, and I do remember. Well, that's crazy. He's his cousin. He's Dylan Brooks' cousin.
No, just.
Oh, okay. I was just like, what? I'm
I
like,
was gonna
what
say
a
we'd have to be
connection!
Canadian
They
for
Like,
that
look,
one.
they
I'm like,
look very similar. Yeah, especially in high school.
yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, so next week, ladies and gentlemen. But Ben, I'm going to end on you. Have you been watching the Celtics documentary that was on HBO?
yes, I've been just watching it very slowly. I'm trying to watch it with my dad, but my dad is not the easiest to watch things like that with for some reason. So I got episode 4 next, so I'm still
Oh, okay.
very early on.
All right. Well, this it won't matter where you're at. We all know they're awesome, but I do have to ask you a question about retiring numbers. So obviously, we have retired more numbers than probably any team in the NBA. Two players I want to get your opinion on. Do we retire their numbers when the time has come and all that good stuff? The first one is Rondo, and the second is Big Al.
True,
Ooh,
true.
oh man.
And I say
Mm.
yes on both.
No way.
Woo!
Uh,
Okay. Okay.
I
Oh, you
say
guys don't understand. You guys don't understand. The Celtics, if you like walk an old lady across the street, will find a way to retire your number.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It it's I
We're not gonna
mean,
have any
like
more
I don't
numbers.
want to I mean, at the end of the day, 18 championships. I mean, like you have the most in the history. You've been playing since the 50s and 60s. Like you're
It's most
and at
more
that
score
point, there
things.
was only like eight teams in the leagues. I mean, like
But
Bill
that's
Russell, Bob Cousy, Dave Cowens, John Havlicek, Casey Jones, Sam Jones, Dennis Johnson. Like the list goes on and on of these like role players. So I want to say yes on both. Like, and that might be I might be a little bit homer in saying that, but by Celtic standards, like both got a title, at least one. Hopefully, we get a lot more for Al. That'll just guarantee his spot. But I mean, Rondo. I mean, it was a big three for a couple years, but it became a big four when Rondo really found his way.
I think it was a big four right away. Like I don't think honestly that's the one thing I don't like when they talk about the quote unquote Celtics big three. So I'm like, there's no way you can't count Rondo. Like respectfully, I don't think anything like Ray Allen wasn't bringing up the ball, Paul Pierce wasn't bringing up the ball, wasn't putting everybody in spots. If it wasn't, I don't think it works if you don't have Rondo. To
No.
be for real,
Yeah, it was just the second year in '08. Like he was
yeah.
a rookie the year before.
Right.
But yeah, once he started to do like the triple doubles, and once he had like the series against the Heat, like even though we lost, like I think he had like fractured his elbow or like dislocated his elbow and just kept
Mhm.
playing like. And then even a game in that series they lost, he dropped like 40 something and like almost near triple double. Like he's the only reason we had a chance in that game. But I think that 2010, like in 2011 range is when he kind of solidified that it was a big four versus a big three. But I mean, he was a baller in '08 even. He just didn't have like the scoring numbers that he eventually, and he wasn't that as good of a shooter earlier on. His
Sure.
three kind of developed a little bit later, and it still wasn't even that great, but it got to be in like a decent spot, like 33, 35%,
Yep.
which is good for him.
Mike, you said no before we go. You said no to both.
I mean, they're both, integral parts to your championships, but I'm just not retiring numbers for the fourth or the fifth guy on the team. I'm sorry.
Fair.
It's fair. It's fair.
That's fair.
I can't not disagree.
But I'm going to say
Um,
this, Michael, because your prince has not come to rescue you yet. But maybe someday an Al Horford will sign with the Hornets, and then they'll win. And that's what Al did. He was the first big free
Yeah,
agent to sign with us. It
again,
mattered.
I'm not saying that Al Horford was an important
Horford.
piece, but he was not the reason why you won all them games. He had a lot of help.
Big Al. All right. All right. So we have three
Flu
Celtics
guy.
fans now. Ray Juice.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, I can't say that. You know what? I'll switch it up. OKC.
I hope Steve just has like
Juice
at
wants
the
to
end of
change all
this.
his answers.
Yeah, I love the Celtics. And just replay over and over and over. Juice, I love the Celtics.
It's. I mean, that's the hardest part. Like about being a Philly fan. Like I got. I laugh about it because I think one of my favorite players currently also in the league is Jalen Brown. I got obsessed with Jalen Brown his rookie season because I watched him play his first game against Bron, and he went right at Bron, like in his mitt. He did not care. He has no fear. Jalen definitely don't have a left hand. Like that's without a doubt. But he plays both sides. He shows up in big moments. Like obviously winning the Finals MVP last year. Like Jalen's a dog. I like Jalen a lot. I hate the fact that he's a Celtic. That this is what it is. Call me petty. I don't give a damn.
come,
It's the reality
come
of
to
it.
us. Yes.
Oh man, what are you gonna do? He's awesome. No,
Unfortunately,
there's going to be another retired number. 7 will be tough because you had D Brown. You're going to have Jalen Brown in 10 to 15 years, hopefully. You're going to have Tatum, 0. Rondo. I even think Ray Allen's going to get in. They mended fences a couple of years ago. I think he eventually gets in.
they will burn the garden to the ground. Which honestly, as a Sixers fan, I wouldn't mind seeing happen either. So let's be for real.
I'm just saying that is nope. I'm not gonna say it. We're PG-13. Nope. I'll say it off camera. Nope.
Well, does anybody have anything else they want to get at on camera before we get out of here? No, I got one more quick thing. This might be the only opportunity we ever get to do this. I want everybody to say just one bad thing about the Knicks or
I was just
Brunson
gonna say the Knicks sucked right before
or
you got to.
something. You can say Knicks suck. You can say Brunson's got a big head. If you got anything you want to
All
get
right.
out, this is your time.
I heard that Jalen Brunson's forehead is so big that Spike Lee is going to premiere his next movie on it.
Yeah.
That type of thing would never happen with Quran around.
Heck no. Or it's over.
My,
Ben is speechless.
mine's going to be a quote. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And if you guys don't know, that's Carl Anthony Towns whenever he like has a finger put on him.
Oh my God!
Stop.
This part was perfect because
Now,
that's him.
yes,
My
it really
I
was.
feel
God!
like
Yep.
I've seen him do this like 100 times this playoffs. That was
Mm-hmm.
accurate.
Soft kitty.
Carl Cat equals SAWFT. Soft. Little WWE shout there.
All right, Karan, Topher, Anthony, we're very sorry, but I gotta end it with Juice's statement that Knicks do suck, man. They should already be out of this thing.
They
We will
might
be
be
back next
gone.
week. That's definitely our dumb shit. We'll be back next week with probably a Brunson free slander zone again, and we'll see y'all soon.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.